You went to the cinema recently and you watched Sinners, didn't you?
Yes, I watched the new Ryan Coogler movie. You haven't seen it, but how much do you know about it?
I know a little bit. I kind of know a vague premise of what the story's about.
Okay.
And I've seen the trailer and I've seen a couple clips.
So you know the big twist, because that's the big talking point. Like the marketing revealing what the movie's actually about is kind of a spoiler, but you know that.
Yeah, because I think that the trailer portrays it as a bit like almost like a period gangster type film.
Yeah.
I think it feels a bit like that, and it's like Prohibition era. It's like one of those kind of feeling movies. But I just heard somebody talking about it, and they were like, "Oh, it's just like From Dusk Till Dawn." And they're like, "Okay, well, I assume just like that film, it turns genre and becomes a vampire film at some point."
And you're guessing it right, man. So yeah, Sinners is a horror film masquerading as a period piece. It is written, co-produced, and directed by Ryan Coogler, director of Black Panther, Black Panther 2, Fruitvale Station, and Creed. All movies featuring Michael B. Jordan, by the way, who also stars in this film. The movie is set in the 1930s in the Mississippi Delta, and Michael B. Jordan plays dual roles as identical twins and World War I veterans Smoke and Stack.
Okay.
The twins they were working in Chicago, and they returned to Clarksdale, Mississippi, which is their hometown, using money that they stole from gangsters to purchase a swamp mill from kind of like a racist KKK landowner to start a juke joint for the local black community. And this is where the gangster element kind of comes into play, and you expect, if you don't know anything about the story, but unfortunately I got spoiled what the story was going to be about by marketing mostly and reviews. But yeah, like you think that the KKK element is going to play a big role, and it does in a way, but mostly at some point there's vampires. So.
And is it similar in the sense that it's like this one moment where everything turns on its head? Obviously in From Dusk Till Dawn, it's like a bank heist kind of robbery thriller type film at the beginning.
Yeah.
And our characters take shelter inside this bar, and on the stroke of midnight, everybody in the bar turns into a vampire, and it's this really shocking, like really well done moment.
Oh, it's so amazing. But I do feel like in From Dusk Till Dawn, we don't have that many hints about
Oh, there is absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched From Dusk Till Dawn again probably in the last few months, and there is literally that not even like a little Easter egg.
Yeah, not something that you would pick up on a second watch that kind of like hints at the arrival of vampires and monsters. Okay, that's interesting, because here I feel like they could have had a similar effect, but they do introduce the main vampire guy in a separate moment in the first half of the movie, so that's something you don't still have a full picture of what's going on, but you get that there's something supernatural going on, right?
Oh, okay, really? They already introduced him. You don't know he's a vampire, but you know it's something inhuman.
Yeah, there's this guy that you understand is kind of like an Irish immigrant guy. His name is Remick, and he's fleeing from Choctaw natives, kind of like vampire hunters, and he takes refuge in this house where there's this Klansman couple, and it's the very nice scene that introduces one of the main dynamics of the film, which is like he asks them to let him in, and that's one of those tropes from the vampire lore that they use very well in this film, I think.
Is this Jack O'Connell's character?
Yeah. I think that's him.
Do you recognize him from anything?
It was familiar. Where did I see him before?
He's more famous like locally in England, I feel like, because he was in a big show that was on when like I was like in my teenage years called Skins, which I don't know whether you ever heard of.
Of course. Yeah, sure. Skins was big in Italy too. Yeah. I remember him, but looks a bit older. I haven't seen him in much else.
No,
so.
he kind of he did quite a few decent roles after Skins, and then it seems like he has had a bit of a drop off, because I haven't seen him in anything for quite a while. So, and I've always thought he's very talented. He's very good at playing villainous, evil roles, yeah, he's got a very good like sinister face.
Yeah, no, he's great. I guess one of my very few criticisms of the film is that I wished he was in it more. Like I really like his character, but I don't think he gets that much screen time. But yeah, I don't wanna spoil too much about what happens because I think you're gonna really like this film. But I just wanted to talk about a few aspects of the movie that I think makes it one of the movies to see this year. I mean, the film is shot beautifully. Michael B. Jordan is so good in it. I forgot he was playing two separate characters, even though the real protagonist of the film is actually their cousin, Sammy. He's played by this guy named Sammy Catton, which I think this is his first film role or close to it. And he plays the son of this preacher who hates music, right? And he warns him that blues music is supernatural and potentially evil. And Sammy kind of like joins the twins at the beginning of the movie as they prep for the juke joint opening night, and the father doesn't want him to, but he has then one of the two twins give him this guitar, and the music is so important to this film. And this is why I recommend people watch it in a big, nice cinema with nice surround audio, because the music, the sound design, I thought that was phenomenal. And there's this scene that I don't want to spoil to you too much, but like there's this scene where music kind of like transcends time and space. It's a one take moment where Sammy's music is so powerful, and that's what draws the vampires to come to this place, because they are interested in Sammy's talent. These vampires are clearly, they want his talent. They want him to be with them because of his power. And this goes back to kind of like the stories of blues musicians making deals with the devil to become great guitarist and great at music, and back in Jim Crow era of America segregation. So I felt like that was such an inspired take on, you know, vampires. I don't think we've seen vampires quite like this in a movie of this scale for a very long time. So yeah, very good movie, very well done, very well acted. Everyone is killing it. We have a stacked cast. Haley Steinfeld is in it, Jack O'Connell, as you said, and then we have Delroy Lindo, who plays this pianist who's just really funny. So yeah, great movie.
How's the dual role from Michael B. Jordan? Is he are the two characters like very distinctively different from each other?
I thought so. Yeah, they were really well. You see, I keep forgetting it's one character, it's one guy. Yeah, he was really good, and the movie kind of like shows off right at the start. The first scene that we see them in, they're like leaning on this old school car, and one of them is rolling a cigarette, and he passes it to the brother, and the brother takes it and lights it up, and it's so seamless. And of course, you know, special effects, visual effects were involved, but it's so well done that you never question them being the same guy twice. I think of something like The Flash, where it was so obvious there was like some face replacement stuff going on with what's his face?
And obviously Ezra Miller, but and obviously like he's playing variants of himself.
Yeah.
Whereas I suppose if when you're playing twins are similar, but they are different people. So
yeah, the mannerism is different, and I could tell pretty well when it was one brother and when was it the other.
Oh, that's good. I think Michael B. Jordan is usually a very good actor, so that doesn't surprise me that he manages to smash that.
Yeah, he's really good. And again, the music. Ludwig Göransson is the composer. Is a frequent collaborator of Coogler.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he worked on a bunch of stuff. He worked with Christopher Nolan too.
Oh, he did Oppenheimer and Tenet. That's how I know, because I've listened to the Tenet score quite a lot. It's a good score.
Yeah.
Not a great film, but amazing.
Yeah, the score is really good. Hans Zimmer was usually the music guy for Nolan, but now Hans Zimmer is working with Denis Villeneuve, and so Nolan is getting Ludwig Göransson to take his place. But yeah, he's great. He drew inspiration from blues music, performed the score on this guitar, which is the same guitar that Sammy uses in the film, and they took inspiration from blues recordings of the 1930s and 1940s. There's this very musical soul to the movie that I wasn't expecting and that I absolutely loved. And the film actually opens, I think, with a quote. There's a voice over quoting some stuff, and there's this woman talking about this kind of music that is so pure that it can pierce the veil between life and death and past and future, and it is what we see represented in that scene that I briefly told you about earlier.
Yeah.
But I feel like this soundtrack is exactly kind of that type of music. It's so distinctive. It's so, I don't know, I feel like so many movies, especially big budget movies recently, have had very subpar music, very forgettable scores. And when a movie has this much personality, I think it needs to be applauded. It needs to be recognized. So well done to all.
Yeah, I saw a little clip actually from some interviews that Ryan Coogler had been doing about the film, and he said he took a lot of inspiration from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
I mean, that was an amazing movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've not seen it, but I know the way people talk about it, it sounds like it's an absolute masterpiece.
I have seen it recently after hearing so many good things about it, and I was like, how good can it be? It's a fucking Puss in Boots movie. And it actually really is very good.
Is it like Puss in Boots 3 as well? It's like not even
it's the second one. Yeah.
Oh, it's the second one. Yeah. It's just like, how can that be as good as that? And it's just, apparently like the villain. The
villain is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, who's death, and I think Jack O'Connell's character was heavily influenced by that.
I can see that. I can actually, now that you mention it, I can really see that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I've seen one still from him which looks quite cool, where he's in the dark and his eyes are...
Oh man, the effects and the gore, I think you're gonna love it. I don't know, like maybe it's another Alien Romulus situation where I tell you, oh, it's amazing, and then you go watch it and it sucks. But I felt like...
Nah, this sounds more up my street. Yeah. Like, I think with something like Alien Romulus, it comes with expectations and like theories and things like that, whereas Sinners, I have no expectations for what it's going to be. I wasn't a massive fan of Black Panther 1 or 2, so I don't necessarily like have Ryan Coogler in this super high esteem, so it's I would have gone into it with lower expectations, and I think I will really enjoy it. I want to see it.
Yeah, I like Creed. I love 2/3 of Black Panther 1. I hate the third act. Like most Marvel movies, unfortunately, the third act is a very rushed CGI mess, but everything else is fun.
Yeah, there's some cool moments in Black Panther 1 for
but
sure. But
Coogler as a director, I think, has a very keen eye, and the way he decides to frame certain moments, I thought was really inspired. I think this might be his best movie, honestly. So, yeah. Very, very cool experience in the theater. I plan on watching it again in theater before it goes away forever. But yeah, let me know what you think of it when you watch it, and let us know in the comments if you've seen it or if you plan to see it, because I think this is really one of the movies of the year.
You keep dancing with the devil. One day he's gonna follow you home.